concerning Christopher Steele, the author of the discredited phony dossier. According to a British court transcript obtained by Just the News, Steele testified that he believes both Hillary Clinton and Susan Rice knew about his anti-Trump research. As our first guest here points out, it is the most direct link yet between Steele's Russia collusion and the top of the Clinton campaign and the Obama White House. Joining us tonight is John Solomon, editor-in-chief of the new media outlet Just the News. John, good to have you with us. Let's start with a number of things, but the revelations by the attorney for General Flynn, and the fact that, again, there is just more evidence being, here we are almost 4 years into this sorry, sordid attempt to overthrow a president, and we're still finding thousands of pages of documents. What is the latest?
Well, I think we're going to learn tonight or early tomorrow morning that we will see the release of some new handwritten notes that the FBI failed to turn over to General Flynn and his team over this 3-year course of his legal battle. And those notes are going to show that the FBI was engaged in a conversation about how they could trick General Flynn into lying. Rather than resolve the issues that the investigation was designed to, there are references in these notes, according to my sources, to, quote, playing games, to do we want to resolve this or do we want to catch them in a lie? If those are in the notes, as my sources have described them, it will put the FBI's work on the Flynn case in the darkest possible light. You'll actually have FBI proof that the FBI wasn't trying to investigate facts neutrally. It was trying to, quote, play a game.
Yeah, play a game. They were trying to frame a General Flynn and the president's national security advisor for pure political reasons. It's outrageous. There's not much of a hypothetical here, is there?
I don't think these notes will leave any hypothesis left. There will be clear and convincing evidence that the FBI engaged in conduct that it's not supposed to engage to. This was never designed, at least from these notes, to have been an honest interview. It was designed to try to entrap him. And that's why you see Sidney Powell, the general's lawyer, using terms like framing and entrapment. I think these notes are going to make that case very strongly.
You know, as Sidney Powell said point blank on this broadcast, the FBI was trying to frame her client, and I don't see much room for dispute. Let's turn to Christopher Steele and these revelations that his statements in court, in point of fact, that he believed that Susan Rice and Hillary Clinton herself knew about his opposition research. And so did, by the way, the law firm representing the DNC and the Democratic Party, as well as the Hillary Clinton campaign, or at least part of it.
Yeah, these are very important and new revelations. This testimony just occurred a couple of weeks ago in London. And what we now know is that Christopher Steele was told right when he began his work both with the FBI and for the Clinton DNC law firm, Perkins Coie, that this was going to benefit the Clinton campaign, his research on Donald Trump, his dirt digging on Donald Trump, and that Hillary Clinton herself, he was told, was in the loop on it and knew about the research. And what's even more important, he divulges in this court testimony he had notes of his conversations with the FBI. Remember, the FBI can't tell us whether they knew, when they knew he was working for Hillary Clinton campaign. His notes of his conversation with the FBI purportedly, according to his own testimony, show he told the FBI right out of the box, this has something to do with Hillary Clinton's campaign, my research that I'm providing to the FBI. That should have been a red flag. Instead, it was stuck under a chair and hidden from the American public and from the courts for a long time.
And what do you make of Christopher Steele's statement, point blank, that his notes on sources, his documents of the interview, if you can call it that, if it was that, were wiped away, simply disappeared in January of 2017?
Yeah, they were erased, very much like the Clinton hard drive in the email case. It's unusual for an intelligence asset, particularly one who was working with the FBI, to suddenly destroy all of his evidence while the investigation he prompted was still ongoing. Normally, you would preserve that evidence. So most of that, by his own testimony, it's gone, right? And so we don't know exactly, what did people tell him about Susan Rice's knowledge? Those written notes are gone, and all we have now is Christopher Steele's recollection. But his recollection is, when he was directed to go to the State Department and meet with Obama state officials, he was told that Susan Rice may have known and was apparently aware of his research project. That's a brand new piece of information, and at least a new area of inquiry for the congressional committees looking at this.
John Solomon, thank you very much, as always. Good to see you.